Another thing that you might be asked to do when completing your book club assignments is a vocabulary word map. I've linked it here so that you can pull up a new one if you want to print it, but you definitely don't need to do that. You can always just make this on a piece of paper yourself as long as it has all 5 parts of the word map. So the 5 parts of a word map that we're going to focus on right now are the words in the middle of the page. So this is where you'll write the word that you've chosen to look up. In this case, I chose the word ornate. We actually came across it in one of our book club books the other day. Then at the top, we have the definition or a synonym. I wasn't sure what the definition was, so I looked it up. I can use an app, I can use the internet, I can use a dictionary, or I could even ask someone. But here it is. I used the app on my phone and I found out what it meant and I read it and then I put it into my own words because it says elaborately or excessively decorated. That's what it says. And so then when I thought about what I thought that meant and I read the rest of the definition, I decided that it meant that it was fancy and it was elaborately decorated. So it had a lot of decoration to it. Then I wanted to write at least one antonym. Remember, an antonym is a word that means the opposite or almost the opposite. I can think of some antonyms on my own. I thought of the word simple because simple to me means the opposite of fancy. And then also if I'm using a dictionary or an app of a dictionary, I can find antonyms there too. And there are some examples here, and that gave me the idea to add the word plain. I really didn't know what all the other words meant, so I didn't want to write them down. I should never be writing down words on my word map if I don't know what they mean, because the whole point of a word map is so that I can make connections and learn the new word. If I'm writing words that I don't know, then I'm probably not learning anything about the word. When I want to use it in a sentence, I could use it in the sentence that I found it in the book, or I can write my own sentence. Either way is fine. I decided to write my own sentence based on the sentence in the book. So the sentence that I wrote down is, "The old door was very ornate and looked expensive." I think that's a good sentence because it tells you, it uses the word, and then it gives you sort of context clues about what ornate might mean. So it might mean that it looks expensive, but it also might mean that it just has a lot of detail to it, which is what makes it look expensive. And over here, I drew a picture of this fancy ornate door. That's the door handle, and those are the swirls around the door handle, and then I made designs all over the door. So the door is really ornate. It says draw a picture or relate it to yourself. So if I can't think of a picture to draw, or I don't want to draw a picture, I can always relate it to myself. With the word ornate, I could say that my wedding dress had an ornate design on the front. And you might not be able to picture that because you didn't see my wedding dress, but I've seen my wedding dress and I know what the front looked like. So now if I can't remember what the word ornate means later on, if I look back at my map, I can say, oh yeah, like the design on the front of my dress. So this is how you would do a map. Like I said, you can print it off if you wish, but that's not necessary. You can just do it on paper and include all of these parts. The word, the definition or synonym, the antonym. You can use it in a sentence, and then you can draw a picture or relate to it.